Hello, Internet. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, you're in for a wild ride today. We're talking about one of the most slept on heavy hitters in the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe, Shang-Chi. Yeah, that dude with the rings who pulled up out of nowhere and shook the whole Avengers formula. You might think he's just a martial arts guy. Nah, bruh. This man is mystical, deadly, and might just be one of the most important heroes going forward in the MCU. So grab your snacks, kick back, and let's dive into the legend of Shang-Chi the real way. Alright, let's run it from the top. Shang-Chi made his first appearance in Marvel Comics way back in the 70s, 1973 to be exact, when martial arts films were blowing up in pop culture. Marvel saw Bruce Lee changing the game and thought, we need our own kung fu legend. And boom, Shang-Chi was born. But in the comics, dude was wild. He wasn't just throwing hands, he was hands. No powers, no armor, no gadgets, just pure skill, focus, and discipline. Like Batman without the cape or billionaire trauma, just fists. Now, fast forward to the MCU, and Kevin Feige was like, let's bring Shang-Chi in, but we ain't keeping it small. Enter Simu. Homie went from stock photo legend to Marvel icon in the blink of an eye. And Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Man, that film didn't just hit, it slapped. The fight scenes? Clean, crisp, no shaky cam nonsense. It felt like Jackie Chan meets MCU with a splash of Crouching Tiger realness. But let's talk about the Ten Rings. In the comics, those rings were more like Green Lantern tech, each with its own wild power. Ice blast, matter rearrangement, disintegration, you name it. But in the MCU, they flipped it. The rings are now these ancient mystical armbands that Wenwu, Shang-Chi's pops, used to wreck armies for centuries. And yeah, Wenwu wasn't just a villain. He was a straight up warlord with that calm menace energy. You could feel it. Dude had pain, trauma, and all he wanted was to bring his wife back. Classic villain origin, but with heart. Now Shang-Chi, he's caught in the middle. Pops is immortal, mom's gone, and he's trying to live a normal life valet parking whips in San Francisco. Until, of course, fate knocks on his door with a bus full of goons, and homie goes full kung fu John Wick. That bus fight, bro, that scene alone made the movie a classic. And let's not forget the scaffolding scene in Macau, peak choreography, no cap. What makes Shang-Chi different from other MCU heroes is he's not just punching bad guys. He's battling his whole identity. He ran from his past, tried to hide from what he was trained to be. And in the end, he owned it. He didn't become his father. He became something else, something better, a protector, a hero. And let's be real. By the end of that movie, dude is walking around with ancient alien weaponry on his arms, hanging out with Wong and discussing interdimensional threats. Man went from dodging family drama to potentially leading the next Avengers squad. That's a serious glow up. Now, where does he go next? That post-credit scene hinted that the Ten Rings are sending out some kind of signal. To who? Where? Nobody knows. But you best believe that whatever's listening ain't friendly. There's a lot of theories floating around. Some folks say it's Kree tech, others think it's connected to Kang or even the Celestials. But here's my bet. Shang-Chi's gonna be front and center when that next threat pops off. And don't forget, Destin Daniel Cretton, the guy who directed Shang-Chi, he's the one directing the next MCU movie, Spider-Man Brand New Day. So don't be surprised if Shang-Chi ends up being the team's new anchor, especially since Tony and Steve are out and T'Challa is gone. We need new leaders, and Shang-Chi's got the heart, the power, and that I didn't ask for this, but I'll step up anyway energy. Plus, Marvel loves their crossovers. Imagine Shang-Chi running into Moon Knight, or throwing hands with Deadpool, or teaming up with Spider-Man on the streets of NYC. Man, the possibilities are insane. And we haven't even scratched the surface of what those 10 rings can do yet. I mean, there's a reason Wong brought him into the fold so fast. It ain't just about magic, it's about legacy, power, and danger. Let's not forget his sister, Xiaoling, too. At the end of the film, she takes over the Ten Rings organization. And unlike her dad, she's not about keeping traditions alive. She's about flipping the whole system. So don't sleep on her. We might be getting a full-on civil war between Shang-Chi and Xiaoling down the line, and I'm here for all of it. So here's the bottom line. Shang-Chi ain't just another Phase 4 experiment. He's the future. He's the real deal. And if Marvel plays their cards right, he could become one of the biggest players in the next saga. Dude's got the skills, the story, and the rings to back it up. All they gotta do now is let him cook. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for today's deep dive, y'all. If you vibed with this breakdown, smash that like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already. We're diving deep into all things Marvel on the regular, and you don't want to miss what's next. Drop your thoughts down in the comments. What do you want to see next for Shang-Chi? Who should he team up with? Who should he fight? Let's chop it up below. And as always, stay real, stay nerdy, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace!